Hello everyone and welcome to tutorial number 55 in a series of video tutorials for Java programming. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon as well to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload on my channel. In the last tutorial I discussed about generics and we have fully completed the concept of generics. So in the last tutorial I discussed about generic classes and inheritance restrictions. There were some restrictions in generics, and I also discussed about the concept of ambiguity in generics. So if you're interested in learning these concepts, then you can go and watch the previous tutorial. So welcome to the 55th tutorial, and let us get started with this one. So from now onwards, what I will be doing, I'm not going to create a separate PPT for the theoretical part, because the thing is, even if I use the PPT, I'm not able to show certain concepts like there are certain constructors and all. So from now onwards, what I've decided is that in this tutorial series I will not be creating any more PPTs. We'll be fully discussing the concepts with the help of IDE. Alright, because when I use the IDE, I can explain more, and you will understand it in even better manner. Alright, and if you have any kind of doubt, then you can as I always say in the end of every tutorial, you can always post in the comment section below and get your answer from there. So let's get started without wasting any more time. So in this tutorial I'm going to start the concept of strings. Okay, so that is the next concept which we are going to look at in the Java programming series. So I'm going to talk about strings. So first of all, string, we all know that string is a class in the Java programming language. It is defined in the java.lang package. Okay, so it is defined in java.lang package, java.lang.string. okay, so we are talking about this string class. Okay, so we are going to look into this particular class in more detail in this tutorial and in the upcoming tutorials as well. Maybe for 2 or 3 more tutorials we'll be looking at this string. Okay, so first of all, we all know that string is a class. Okay, so obviously string it may have a constructor. Okay, so first of all, it has a default constructor. So there is a way to use this default constructor. So obviously these constructors, they are used for creating a string. Okay, so how am I supposed to use the default constructor? We all know that first of all we need to create the reference of the string type. Then after that we need to use this default constructor in this manner. Okay, so this is going to create an empty string, and this particular thing, it is equivalent to writing this string s equals to empty string. Okay, this is a string literal, okay, which we will be discussing very soon later on, and I think we have even discussed this earlier in the tutorials as well. Okay, but this particular thing, it is a string literal. Okay, so you can create empty string either by using this, okay, or by using this. Okay, you can use either of these. Okay, but you may not use both of them, because if you try to use both of them, then the compiler is going to complain, because s is already defined in the scope. Okay, so it is completely up to you. Here if you hover over this, it will say that new string is redundant, and if I replace with empty string, if I click on this particular thing, it is going to show the same thing which I showed you a few minutes a few seconds ago. Alright, so you can use either this one. Okay, you can use a string literal, or you can use a string default constructor. Okay, and right now if I use this system.out.println, it is not going to print anything, because it is just an empty string. So obviously it is not going to print anything. Okay, but this is a constructor which is available in this particular class, and this obviously this constructor has been defined by the Java programmers, because as I said earlier also, whenever you are defining a particular constructor, if it is not a default constructor, then the compiler, it is going to remove its own version of default constructor. Okay, but however, if you don't define a constructor particularly, then compiler, it is going to define its own version of default constructor. I already mentioned this. I think I even mentioned this in the previous tutorial as well. Okay, so then the next way to create the string is by using this particular constructor string s. Okay, So this is this way, like for example here I'm writing, let us say, like new string. Okay, even though Java does not recommend using these constructors. Okay, these constructors, they still exist in this particular class. Okay, and it is always good to know different ways of doing the same thing. Okay, and here if you can see that this new string, it has gone gray in color. Okay, if I hover over this, then it is going to say new string is redundant. Okay, and what is going to happen when I click this is, it is going to write something like this: string s equals to new string. That is exactly what is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out because it is going to create an error. And as soon as I click this, then this is exactly what happens there. Okay, so even though it is recommended to use this particular line number 11, this particular line. Okay, but Java has constructors as well, and it is always good to know that thing. Okay, then another way to create a string is by using string character, string constructor which accepts the array of characters. Okay, so that is one another way in which we can create a particular string. Like for example here I'm going to write character ch equals to here I'm going to create an array. Okay, and here I'm going to write, let us say string only. And you need to keep in mind that this is a character array, so you need to insert it in single quotes, not in double quotes. Please keep it in mind. Okay, this is a array of characters, so you need to insert each and every character in single quotes. Okay, because simply because it is a character, it is not a string. Okay, and after that you need to write string s equals to new string. Then you need to write ch as ch here. Okay, then after that you can put system.out.println s. So what is going to be the output? So when I press the run button, the output is going to get shown, and the output is string. And please keep in mind that here if I write string in capital, here the string is going to get constructed in capital. And if I write string in lowercase, then the string will also get created in lowercase. Okay, so it is always good to know those things. Okay, so that is how this particular constructor is going to work. So now the next thing which we need to consider is the same it is accepting the same array of characters, but it has two additional argument, int start index and int number of characters. Okay, so here what I'm going to do for this particular purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this particular string, and I'm going to write hello world here. Okay, there is a reason why I'm doing that. Okay, then after that hello world. All right, so obviously because I'm creating an array of characters, it was a little difficult for me, so it took a little bit of time. So now I'm going to use this particular constructor. Now where are we going to use this particular constructor? You need to understand that, like here I'm using hello world. Okay, but I want to create a string which has only world as the string. Okay, this particular s, it should print world as the output. Then what is the solution to that? That is where this particular constructor comes into the rescue. Okay, so now what is the index of this? Now you need to keep in mind that starting index, it always starts from 0. Okay, our index always starts from 0. Okay, always keep that in mind. Okay, whether I'm talking about an array or something, index always starts from 0. So the position of this h is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, w starts from 5. So I need to write 5 here. Start index is 5. And how many characters are there in world? world. There are 5 characters in world, right? So now if I press the run button, what is going to be the output? So let us see what the output is. Yes, the output is exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted the output to be world, and it is exactly world. And now what am I going to do if I want the output to be only hello? It is very simple. Simply change the offset to 0. Okay, obviously there are 5 characters in hello also. H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's very simple. You just need to change the offset to 0 or the starting index to 0, and instead of world it is going to print hello. Okay, so that is the way this particular thing is going to work. And if you want hello world, if you want the entire string, then obviously you need to change the count to 10 instead. Okay, because there are 5 characters in hello, there are 5 characters in world. 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay, so that is how this particular constructor is going to work. Okay, so I think you have understood this particular concept now. Okay, so that is also one of the reasons why I did not use the PPT, because if I use the PPT I cannot explain how each and particular constructor is going to work. Even though I can show you with the help of PPT, it will not be more clear to you unless the output is in front of you. Okay, then another way to do the thing is like by creating a let us say array of bytes. Okay, and please keep in mind that array of, when I'm creating array of bytes, okay, then it is a ASCII code for a particular character. Okay, so you will understand what I mean by that. Byte b equals to new byte. Okay, so first of all what I'm going to write 60. Okay, wait a minute. Byte b equals to, okay, I'm going to create a byte array of bytes here. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Let us say up till, I'm going to write it up to 75, I think. Okay, so now what is this particular value? This particular value, it is the ASCII code. And if you know the ASCII code value for 65, 65, the ASCII code for 65 is actually the character, I should say, the character at 65 ASCII code is A, capital A. I'm talking about capital A. Okay, so this 65 is this particular character, capital A. Okay, if I talk about lowercase a, then the value is 97. Okay, so now this particular character A, it has the ASCII code of 65. So that means A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay, so that is how what the the string which is going to get printed. And the constructor which is going to accept this particular thing, which this particular parameter is going to be string s equals to new string, okay, b. Okay, so it is going to be new string b, and after this what I'm going to write, system dot out dot println s. So now if I press the run button, what is going to be the output? Okay, the output is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay, that is exactly what I told you, a few moments ago. All right. So now the thing is, you can replace the 65 by 97, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. And here you will get lowercase a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h, i, j, k. Okay, so that is what this particular constructor is going to do. Okay, it accepts an array of bytes. Okay, and the bytes they contain the ASCII code for a particular character. Okay, so the A has ASCII code of 65 and the K has the ASCII code of 75. Okay, so I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't know what is happening with this laptop today. So anyway, then we have the another constructor, string byte ASCII chars, int start index and int number of chars. Okay, so please respond. What has happened here? So we have this another constructor, string which accepts a array of bytes. Okay, just like this particular constructor, and it accepts two more parameters. One is start index and one is number of characters, but I can show it only when this laptop starts responding. Okay, fine. So now what I want as the output. Okay, instead of a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h, I, j, k, I want to print only GHIJK, let us say. Okay, so what is how do I do that? Okay, so the thing is, we know it very well that this is A, okay, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, this is F, and this is G. Okay, so what is the array position? What is the array position? And anyway, this particular B by byte B, this is an array only, so the index is going to start from 0 here as well. So 65 is 0. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so 71 is G, and the starting index is going to be 6. And what is the count? What is the count? GHIJK has 5 characters in it. Okay, so now if I press the run button, it is going to print only GHIJK. Okay, it is very similar to this particular constructor string characters, array of characters. Okay, into start index, into number of chars. Okay, and in much the same manner, if I replace 5 6, okay, if I replace this 6 5 with 5 6, then it is going to print FGHIJK. Okay, so I hope you understand how the concept is working. Okay, so it is going to print FGHIJK because the starting index is at 5, so it is going to start from 0 1 2 3 4 5. It is going to start at 70, and 70, the character with ASCII code 70 is F. Then after that, this is F, this is G, H, I, okay, J, K. Okay, and instead of FGHIJK, I want FGHI. Then what am I going to do? The length of the characters is only 4, right? I want to print only FGHI. Okay, then it is going to be, I am going to shorten the length to 4 instead of 6, and it is going to print FGHI. Okay, JK will get removed. Okay, so that is how this particular constructor is going to work, and that is how this string character constructor is also going to work. The only difference is this particular constructor, it is accepting an array of characters, and this particular constructor, it is accepting a array of bytes. Okay, there is one additional constructor which is accepting a object of string buffer. But right now I am not going to discuss this particular constructor because we have not discussed the concept of string buffer yet. Okay, but this particular class, I think it should be string builder, I think. But in any case, we are not going to discuss this constructor right now. All right, so I'm just going to remove it from here. I'm just going to ignore it for now. Okay, so we have discussed all the constructors except that particular one. I think it should be string builder. I will check it and I will let you know later on. And then after this, we have a method which is defined inside the length, which is defined inside the string class, which is known as length. Okay, like for example, I'm writing string s equals to hello world. Okay, now here instead of using the constructor, I'm using the string literal. Okay, this hello world, within double quotes, this is a string literal. Okay, generally what Java programmers or expert programmers do, they don't use this default constructors, or they don't even use these constructors, because these are very complicated way of creating a constructor. Okay, when you can simply use a string s equals to hello world, why should I use a constructor, right? There is a easy way of creating a string using this particular thing. Just write whatever you want to assign to a string in double quotes. That's the end of that, instead of using constructors, right? So now the thing is, this is one of the way of creating a string, okay, without using a constructor. And if I want to calculate the length of this string, then what I'm going to do, system dot out dot println yes dot length. Okay, length, it is a method which is defined inside this class, and you need to keep in mind that obviously this particular method length, it is a non-static method. Okay, because as I hover over here, this, it is going to show public int length. Okay, so it is going to return the length of this string. Okay, so now what is going to be the output? What do you think the output is going to be? Do you think the output is going to be 10, or do you think the output is going to be 11? Okay, so let us see what exactly the output is going to be. So let us press the run button, and the output should be, yeah, output is 11. Now why is the output 11? Okay, see, we have this 5 characters hello. Okay, so hello as the length of 5, then world, we have the world as the length of 5. Okay, there are 5 characters in world, there are 5 characters in hello, and one additional thing is the gap in between. Okay, so that is why the length is 11. If I delete this particular gap, or I should say white space, then this length of this particular hello world will become 10. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind, that even empty spaces or white spaces are also counted. Now instead of giving one white space, if I give let us say 5 white spaces, then what is the output going to be? The output is going to be 15. Okay, so you need to keep in mind that this particular method length, it is going to count white spaces as well. All right, so then after this we have another concatenation. Okay, we have this another thing. Okay, so there are actually two ways to concatenate strings in Java. First way is actually very simple. Okay, it's simply simply treat this as if they are two numbers, and just add them together, and they will get concatenated with each other. Like for example, I'm writing string s3 is equals to s1 plus s2. Okay, then after the system dot out dot println s3. So if I press the run button here, then it is going to print hello world. Okay, and both of them will get concatenated with each other. Now here you need to understand why the space is not coming. The reason is because there is no space after this O, and there is no space before this W. If I give space after O over here, and if I press the run button again, then it is going to show hello, then space, then world. Okay, so that is how this particular concatenation is going to work. So this is one of the way for doing concatenation. And the another way of doing concatenation is by using the method known concat. Okay, there is a method which is named as concat inside this particular string class. Okay, so we can use this particular method as well for doing concatenation. Okay, and after this, if I press the run button, it is going to print hello world. Okay, so it is going to show the same output. Okay, then after that I have already shown you this literals. Okay, literals is, this is what the Java string literals are. Okay, whatever we are writing inside double quotes, that is what a string literals is. Now one interesting thing, what is going to happen, instead of what is going to happen if I write numbers here, like here I'm writing 2, here I'm writing 3. Okay, and here I'm writing system.out.println s1 plus s2. What do you think the output is going to be? Do you think the output is going to be 5? Do you really think the output is going to be 5? Let us see what the output is. Not at all. The output is not 5. The output is 23, because this 2 it is a string, and this 3 it is also a string, so the output cannot be 5. Okay, so these are the things which you need to keep in mind, and you can even write 20.0f here. Okay, and you can write 30.f here, but the problem is when I concatenate these two strings, okay, it is going to show 20.0f, 30.0f. I'm sorry about that. System.out.println s1 plus s2. Okay, so when I concatenate these two strings, what is going to happen? 20.0f, then 30.0f. It is not going to show 50.0f. Okay, so that is how the output is going to show. Okay, so there are a lot of interesting things about this string. Like for example, this string class is immutable in nature. Okay, what do I mean by immutable? Okay, we will just I will just show you this particular concept, then after that we are going to just end this particular tutorial here. Okay, So what do I mean by, immutable? What I mean by immutable is that, the value, inside the string class, it is not going to get changed. Okay, so for example, what I'm doing, I'm concatenating two strings, like for example, string s1. Okay, I'm writing it as okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. Hello, and here I'm writing string s2 world. Okay, and I'm writing s1 dot concat s2. Okay, what do you think the output? You will think that the value of s1 will get changed. Okay, you think that s1 will become hello world. Okay, then after that you will write system dot out dot println. Then you will write print s1 here. But do you really think the output is going to be hello world? No, the output is simply going to be hello. Okay, the reason is because strings are immutable in nature. Okay, so this is just a concept I have just introduced to the concept of immutability in Java, like in the string class. Okay, so we'll be discussing these concepts in more detail in the next tutorial. So that's all I'm going to talk about in this particular tutorial. If you have any kind of problems or any kind of doubts, any kind of questions, then don't forget to post in the comment section below. And if you liked this particular tutorial, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you in the next tutorial. So till then, bye.